Hey, how's it going, Marcella? I believe I spoke to you over the phone just a few moments ago. My name is Byron, and the reason why I'm sending this video is just to give Bayou City Fence Company some tips and tricks, if you will, on some things that you can do to improve your online presence. As you know, having an online presence in 2023 is very critical and very important for a business, right? We're in the digital age now, and what I mean by digital age is that most businesses are promoting, marketing, and advertising themselves online, right? So with that being said, let me show you like a few different ways that you can take advantage of this moment in time. When your future customers are looking for a fencing service throughout the greater Houston area, they're typically coming into Google, right? Like most people, when they're trying to find a solution to a problem, they come into Google. And in your case, your potential customers are coming into Google. They're using specific search phrases such as fence installation. They're hitting search. And the first thing that most people typically see when a page opens up is the ad section. And believe it or not, a lot of businesses, and I mean a lot of businesses, are coming into Google and they're paying to have these ads put up here. But the beauty of this section is that you're only ever charged when someone clicks on this ad. So, in order for Texas Fence Company to be charged, someone has to click on this link right here. Right below the ad section is called the Google Maps section. This is what this section is called right here. Right below the Google Maps section is called the organic or SEO section. And these are the three main ways that most businesses are bringing in customers now. And the whole goal is to have you within this top ad spot right here. I want to repeat myself. The whole goal is to have you within this top ad spot right here. And we can make that happen by providing you with a really good landing page that will convert traffic into phone calls, form submissions, or a combination of the two. And there's a few different tools that we like to use to make this whole thing possible in order to get you into these first couple of ad spots. And the first tool that we typically like to use is called Google Keyword Planner. And Google Keyword Planner is where we go to see how much volume certain keywords generates per month. As you can see, the cool thing about this tool is that it allows us to see all of the related key search phrases that people tend to use when they're looking for fencing companies. And as you can see, there's thousands upon thousands of searches from people when they're trying to find certain fencing companies, right? But I just want to focus on fence installation for right now. As you can see, fence installation in the greater Houston area. I say greater Houston area because I'm targeting all of the outside cities or the cities surrounding Houston. So I'm targeting cities such as Spring, Katy, Sugarland, Pearland, Pasadena, League City, and so on. And fence installation generates between 100 to 1,000 people searching for this specific key phrase or using this specific key phrase per month. And the cost per click is $4.68. What a cost per click typically means is that, say for instance, you go into Google, you use this specific key phrase, which is fence installation, right? You put fence installation into this Google search engine, you hit search, you come across an ad, you click on this ad. Who's ever running this ad will be charged $4.68. So if I were to click on this Texas Fence Company ad right now, Texas Fence Company will be charged $4.68 because they're the ones who's running the ad. Keep in mind that a decent conversion rate for paid ads is about 10%. If you're hitting 10% on the conversion rate from paid ads, that's like really, really good. And what that means is that 10% of the people who are actually clicking on your ad, they're going to be the people who are filling out forms on your landing page, and they're going to be the people who are actually calling you and telling you to come out to their homes or whatever the case may be and provide fencing services. So keep in mind that a decent conversion rate for paid ads is 10%. What that will mean for you if you were to run ads is if you were to run an ad for fence installation, you will be paying for a fence installation job for essentially $46.80 per lead. Because, like I said, a decent conversion rate for paid ads is about 10%. You just times this number by 10, and like I said, you'll be paying for a fence installation job for $46.80. There's another specific tool that I like to use. It's called SpyFu, and it's where I like to go to spy on our competition. As you can see, the only thing you have to really do is put your competition's URL in, right? This is called the URL. You hit search, and the first thing that this tool allows us to see is our opponent's stats. So Texas Fence Company is paying for 5 keywords per month. They're only getting 11 clicks. 11 clicks is bad. And their budget is $101, which is also bad. This number needs to be way higher. When this number is way higher, typically you're generating more clicks. And when you're generating more clicks, you're bringing in more customers, right? Also, another nice thing about this tool is that it allows us to see what other fencing companies in the area that's also running ads. So these are some of the other fencing companies in the area who's running ads. And another cool thing about this tool is that it allows us to see what other specific keywords or key phrases that are generating a ton of clicks. So you can maybe use some of these keywords and put them in your ad campaign if you choose to run ads. Google has a quality score that breaks down ads into 3 categories, and these categories will make or break your ad essentially. And the first thing that Google tends to grade its ad campaign by is something called ad relevance. And what ad relevance typically means is, does this word right here, fence installation, does whatever word or whatever key phrase you're using in the search engine, does that word or search phrase match what's in your headline? This is called a headline right here. If it doesn't, Google deducts points. So in this case, fence installation shows up nowhere in here. So 9 times out of 10, this ad might not show up most of the time. And when this ad doesn't show up most of the time, it might show up at the bottom of page 1, or it might show up on page 2. It won't show up at the top. And if no one's seeing your ad, chances are you're not bringing in any customers, right? Because no one's clicking on your ad. So you want to make sure that your ad relevance is up to date, and you want to make sure your ad relevance is matching what's in your headline. So these two things have to match. It's sort of a matching game. Search engine and headline has to match. The second thing that Google tends to grade its ad campaigns by is something called click-through rate. And what click-through rate typically means is how often is someone clicking on your ad as opposed to your competition. So in order to have a good click-through rate, you must have good silent extensions. These right here are called silent extensions. And silent extensions is basically where you go and provide customers your services. So you tell customers that you do fence repairs. You tell them that you do fence installations. You tell them that you do chain link fence repairs, chain link fence installation, wood fence repair, wood fence installation. You want to list as many services as possible by using silent extensions. Also, you want to use silent extensions to describe the certain locations that you work from. So if you work in League City, if you work in Pasadena, Pearland, Katy, or whatever the case may be, you want to use silent extensions for those locations as well. You also want to use silent extensions to tell the customers your phone numbers, right? So if you have multiple offices that you typically have around the city of Houston, you want to list your phone numbers right here. You basically want to list your day-to-day operations, I would say. You want to use silent extensions to list your day-to-day business operations and to give customers as much information as possible about your business and about the type of services that you provide. And that would help your click-through rate out at really, really, really well. So you want to make sure that you have your silent extensions up to date as well. The last and final thing that Google tends to really grade an ad campaign by is something called your landing page. This right here is an example of a landing page. This is not the exact landing page that we typically use for clients. It's an example, like I said. It's something close to it though. And we use certain landing pages like these because number one, it converts really well. We've seen a substantial amount of revenue come in with our other clients around the United States by using this by using this landing page. And what a landing page has to have in order to thrive, and what Google likes for landing pages to have, is something called calls of action. This right here, you see this phone number right here, you see a phone number right here, you see a contact us right here, you see a get quote form right here, you see a good quote button right here. So that's about 7 different ways. Well, actually, yeah, email us right here. We have an email us button right here. These are 7 different ways, basically, that you're telling customers to contact you. Those are called call of actions. And Google loves calls of action because when you have multiple calls of actions on your landing page, customers will contact you immediately. And when they're contacting you immediately, chances are they're inquiring about your services, right? They're buying something from you. They're searching for something from you. So you want to make sure that you have as many calls of action as possible. Another thing that Google tends to like for landing pages to have is something called keywords or key phrases. It's these right here. As you can see, key phrases are just basically certain words or phrases that people will search for in Google when they're looking for specific services. So in the case of fencing, they'll look and they'll like put fence installation into the Google search engine. They'll put fence repair, fence replacements, wood fence replacements into the Google search engine. So any specific keyword or key phrase that you think potential customers will put into the Google search engine when they're looking for fencing services, be sure to put those on your landing page. The last and final thing that Google likes for landing pages to have is mobile responsiveness. And what mobile responsiveness typically means is, does your landing page work on mobile devices? Does your landing page work on iPhones, Androids, iPads, Kindles, and so on? Does it load up fast? If it doesn't load up fast, chances are no one's going to click on your ad and no one's going to see your ad. So you want to make sure that your landing page is mobile responsive. Now that I went through like every like main category, main and every main factor as to how you can run a successful Google ad campaign, we talked about ad relevance, we talked about click through rate, and we talked about landing page, how your landing page has to have multiple calls of action, how your landing page has to be mobile responsive, and how your landing page has to have keywords within those, right? Now that I talked about all of those things, if this is something that you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Byron. You can call me at 832-388-7490. Like I told you earlier, that we're in a different day and age. We're in a digital era where most businesses promote, advertise, and market themselves online. I will be gladly and happy to set this sort of campaign up for you guys. So once again, my name is Byron. Have a great day.